so I'm on my way with Ashley to a ghost tour. So yeah, you know, oh my God, anyways. Jesus Christ. Alright, as I was saying before that happened, we're going on a ghost tour and it's gonna be lit. Going on the ghost tour with us, Connie, you know, shout out to her. And you know, let's get this started. Everyone, we have arrived at the Wink Theater. Hello. And so yeah, you know, we're just gonna be chilling here, you know, yeah. We're here waiting. So we're just here waiting for the tour guide to come on. I mean, Connie, shout out to her once again.
About some of the places that are not on the route and that but are still in our city here. Believe it or not, there are so many stories that wouldn't even fit in here. And if you ask yourself why, it could be because of our rich history. If you go back as far as when the Creek Indians were here, Drew, I think there were Indians. Drew's a historian. There were Indians before the Creeks, weren't there? And I can't think of who they are right now.
Well, I mean, the Creek was before.
The woodland, right? That people could go and have a good time and get away from the things that was going on in the world at the time, which was dominantly World War II. Pretty much the case with this building right here. That is the coffee shop. Back when construction or renovation of the Wink Theater started, that was also a coffee shop, but it was owned by a lady named Priscilla Moles. She has since passed away. And then, I don't know, I think that this is rented by her estate now, if I'm not mistaken. But when renovation started, Priscilla came across the road, and our office was right there. She came in there, and she was kind of laughing, and she said, "You guys are going to have to take your ghost back, because it's been visiting my girls, and they're getting freaked out by it." And so what she meant by that was some of the people who worked there, behind the bar, would talk about the things that was starting to happen to them. Sometimes they would go to the bathroom, and this had never happened before, and they couldn't get back out. And they would get highly agitated. You know, if you get stuck in a bathroom, you're going to get a little uncomfortable, but you're probably not going to get to the point that you're going to start yelling and beating on the door and panicking. This became a pattern there, that sometimes guests, as well as the people who worked there, as soon as they hit that point of panic, and oddly enough, over the years, I have had even one of my really good friends. Anyone know Lynn Hutchison? She's a CPA, and she's active with Dolphin Little Theater. Just recently, she'd never even told me this. She was sitting here, and she said, "You know, I got stuck in the bathroom there." And she said, I text. You can see, well, the tree's thrown up a little bit, but more or less you can see the area that Priscilla had her experiences at. You know, interestingly enough, where the deck is, many years ago, used to be a building and it burned down. She said one of them's a man, one of them is a woman, and she's not really sure about the other one. She said, but what your friend Mr. Hurst was hearing was not children with bells on their shoes outside his office. She said, in fact, I'm certain that there used to be a ceremony in the courthouse. On that spot, one gentleman pointed out, he was like, look, the windows have been, back in the 1950s, there was a card game going on upstairs, and a Ridley shot a Vaughn or a Vaughn. Up until last year, I didn't know too much about it, other than it used to be the city hall. I think the police is that there was a sharpshooter, you know, a guy who does tricks with his guns, who was an officer here, and he was doing a demonstration to some of the younger policemen, some of the newer policemen on the force. And he sits it on the edge of his desk. He walks out of the office to get a fax, comes back, and his coffee is no longer on his desk. It reminds me of a scene out of Salem's Lot, because it's one of these old houses down here, and they had an old hearse from like the 70s out there. But I can't, and I'm not trying to, that is the site of Dalton's one legalized hanging. It occurred on September 11th, 1911, with the 11th Dalton Courthouse Bell. But she said, well, they did hang this guy at the courthouse, and she looked up the old newspapers and gave it to me, and she said, and they hung the cat too. And Well, he was such a despicable person that no one really wanted to have much to do with him except one boy and who he befriended, and also a cat who would come in and out of his jail cell. And when they went to take Humphrey on his death walk, the cat followed from the cell. He followed all the way to the courthouse, and then he got up on the platform. Anybody act or volunteer or anything? Okay, well, a lot of people who do claim to have had an experience with Carl Johnson. Okay, once again, we're at what used to be Carter's brother's funeral home.
Just like
We're going to stop here for a moment. Stop here to mention that. And I have had a lady who captured a photograph of, on that back door to the left, a head peeking around like this. And it's not clearly defined, but you can see that it was a head. You can see their eyes, nose, mouth, ears, the whole deal. And then sometimes when we've stopped here, on 2 occasions since then, the door has not only opened, but closed. So that's weird. Another place that I don't know exactly what or why, but it's pretty cool. Take a picture. Years ago, people used trains for transportation far more than they do now. In fact, the first group of soldiers who went out to fight all the guards left train station. One of them, his name was, well, eventually he rose up in ranks. In the New York Times. And not only did the Bohannon brothers and their crew go down, it was discovered that quite a few people, including the mayor here in Dalton, and shopkeepers were involved in helping that to happen.
And so guys, like every one of them, every street light is on, but the one we're standing at because it just went off.
So that's another one of our locations. There's another one of these.
Okay, so guys, like she was saying earlier with the hotel lights, like there's nobody in there right now, and the lights, some of the lights are on and they're not supposed to be on. So like, okay, so the lights in this building over there, there is lights on. Yeah, there's like 3 lights on this side, and on the other side they have like 2 other lights on.
Yeah.
And
the good old buildings get torn down.
like she was saying in the beginning, this building got burnt down and all that, and so
Thank you.
it's pretty spooky.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so the tour is in now, and as I was saying back there, what? Coming over here then. But as I was saying before, those lights were on back there, and like nobody's been there. The lights just turned on, and before we were here, and then like we circled around, but then when we came back to where we were, the lights were on, so it's kind of creepy. But yeah, shout out to Connie and the ghost tours of Dalton and
Just want to sit back.
all that. So like, it's kind of spooky stuff. And like, shout out to my friend Connie, and so that's all that.
Okay.
And all that. Okay, so these paranormal investigators, Tyler and Drew, are going to be telling me some paranormal experience that they've been going through. They have been to go ghost hunting and stuff, so it's kind of weird. Like, people stared at me the whole time I did this because I've been trying to vlog Diane. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so guys, like we just now got done with all the interviews and stuff, and so I told him all about my experiences, and he said I might have a 6th sense. And like and he said if I add him on Facebook and like talk to him, he'll hook me up with some real ghost hunting. And so like if like I do that, then I might make a separate channel of just me investigating like haunted places and all that. So like I want to thank my aunt Diane and Johnny for taking me, and shout out to Drew and Tyler and Connie for everything. And like, I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog.
Hey.
Like, subscribe,
Just make me a
all that, you know. Sarcasticnellie is out.